Hello everyone, once again it's the Professor. Now I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit off today. I've been sick this weekend, but I was requested to do a video by Rome Wars II via the Honest Reviews via Skype. And I've put this off for a little while, mainly because I wanted to make sure I did a good job on it. This video involves LyricShooter. You might know him as Mr. Commentary. Yeah, that guy. So what I was pointed to was this video by Sushi654 called Arthur's Theme Song. I'm not sure. I guess that's the theme song for the kids' cartoon show Arthur. And overall, Sushi's video got a whole lot of hatred for God knows what reason. And I don't really care to watch and find out. So we'll just go ahead and get to the comments. So LyricShooter said into response to someone called Cool Starts Productions saying, "My childhood is ruined. Oh God, no, my childhood is ruined." To which the Honest Review comes back saying, "Still see you're still talking about another topic that hasn't been relevant in 3 years by making a video on it, and you claim you've gotten better from your Mr. Commentaries channel. That's a laugh." So, LyricShooter did a video about this, making a little bit of rant, a response, and yes, this video is 3 years old, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was made back in August of 2009. And as we all know, Mr. Commentary, we can't do anything new. We got to make sure we do shit that's old and out of date and not relevant anymore. And then Stubbswolf comes back to LyricShooter saying, "I must ask, why did you do a video on a person who is old news? You also claim that you've gotten better from your Mr. Commentary channel? Bullshit!" In essence, echoing what Honest Reviews said before that, to which LyricShooter comes back saying, "Dude, that was the past. How about we talked about the future instead? LOL." Okay, LyricShooter, that is ironic coming from you, saying that we should talk about the future and stuff that's in the present, despite the fact that you always, unless of course it involves fucking Smosh, you always talk about shit that's from the past. So where are you coming from, man? You're talking about shit from the past, and yet you're telling people that we shouldn't concentrate on your past. That's fucking stupid. To which the Honest Reviews responds saying, coming from the guy who's talking about a video made about something from 3 years in the past. There's a word for someone like you. It's called hypocrite. And then Realm Wars also jumps into this conversation saying, "I'm sorry, aren't you sobbing about your childhood has ruined by this kid's video when it's 4 years old? Also, how can we talk about the future when the future hasn't happened yet?" I think what you meant to say is, let's focus on the present. I think I get it now. You only stopped doing commentaries on other faggots because people called you out on it. So you decided to switch to leaving comments to try to hide from people. You were a retard then, and you still are a retard now. Good God, Realm Wars. Sometimes Realm Wars gets a little bit off base, you know. He just goes off on people, and I kind of love it. LyricShooter says, "He ruined The Lion King and Arthur, and he's ruining stuff from my childhood. I hate Lion King now because of him." Are you kidding me? Okay, so the kid did a video about the Lion King theme song. That's what I think it was. And you hate The Lion King because of one person? Are you a fucking idiot? One person makes a video about The Lion King and you hate the movie because of it. Why would it matter if this kid made a video about The Lion King? Why should that sway what you think? He's not the creator of The Lion King. He has nothing to do with Lion King. If you like The Lion King, continue to like The Lion King despite what other people say. You fucking Nimrod. I like The Lion King. I don't hate it because of someone like Confused Matthew goes off and makes a shitty-ass review of it. That didn't make me hate The Lion King. Are you kidding me? Idiot. To which Realm Wars comes back saying, "Wow, you completely just ignored the argument I made. I said you are telling a person to stop looking into the past, and you're complaining about a video that's 4 years old. You are filled with mindless hypocrisy. It's amazing. Get the fuck out of here and take your false hopes of becoming a YouTube partner with you." And LyricShooter responds, and this is the main reason I was given this video, I was requested to do this, was, "Dude, please, I want to have a good day. My grandpa died." Okay, LyricShooter, let me be very honest with you here. I'm sorry that your grandpa died. I truly am. I know what it's like to lose a beloved family member, like a grandparent. I've lost 2 of my grandparents when I was extremely young. I understand, but that is not a defense for acting like an idiot, telling people not to focus on the past, and then you continuing to focus on the past. Just because your grandpa died doesn't mean you have the right to act like an idiot. I can understand that, yes, you have a right to be a little somber, a little solemn, and to be a little depressed because your grandpa died. But you're not doing that here. You're telling people to get off your case. You're trying to use your grandpa as a defense, your grandpa's death as a defense for stupidity. Are you kidding me? And here's the thing. You can't use this as defense because this is how you always act. You always act like this. If this was a one-time thing and you said, okay, my grandpa died, I've been out of it today, I'm just not who I normally am today, I apologize. I could see that. But you're acting like you always do. This is how you always act, LyricShooter. Are you kidding me? And then Realm Wars comes back to it saying, wow, you are a fucking piece of scum, aren't you? You seriously using your grandfather's death as a cop-out on being called out for your mentally handicappation? Wow, okay. I hope your grandfather beats you over the head with a wooden spoon, you selfish little twat. All you do is shoot your mouth off without thinking about what you're doing. Your grandfather is probably looking down on you, covering his face in shame. Fuck you and take your host of becoming a YouTube partner with you. And Honest Reviews comes back saying, so in other words, you have no love or respect for your dead grandfather. And LyricShooter comes back saying, how the fuck would you know? You don't live with me. I do have respect for my grandpa. He used to take me to the park when I was like 5. And that's to say that your grandpa didn't take you to the park after you were 5? Are you saying that your grandpa only loved you when you were 5 years old? So you have to understand, LyricShooter. What you're doing here is using your grandpa's death as a defense for stuff that you've always done. For stuff that you've done in the past. The stuff that you're still doing right now. I've looked through your channel, we'll get to that in a little bit, but stuff you're still doing right now. You're using your grandpa as a defense for this. That's what they're trying to get at. And it's kind of dishonoring your grandpa's memory to try to use his death to defend yourself from things that you always do. And then Realm Wars, or Honest Reviews comes back saying, because you were using his death as an excuse for you acting like an idiot. Only disrespectful douches pull out the dead relative card when people are calling them out on their bullshit. Like Realm Wars said before me, your grandfather is probably looking down on you, covering his face in shame. Then Realm Wars comes back saying, retard, you threw your grandfather under the bus just to cover your own ass. You're using someone's death for your benefit. How in any way is that respect? And this is why you're a perfect example of one of those many people who don't know what the word respect means. Also, what is with this whole also thing? Everyone is also, not also. Did your grandmother beat you over the head with a vacuum cleaner yet? To which LyricShooter comes back saying, what are you talking about? I didn't throw my grandpa under a bus. Apparently, LyricShooter has never heard of a little item called a figure of speech. LyricShooter, when you say you're throwing someone under the bus, that means you're taking all of the blame or all of the responsibility and throwing it onto that person. Say, if I'm at work and one of my coworkers gets a huge job in front of them, a huge project, and they say, hey, Ken, you do this, I don't want to. They just threw me under the bus because they put all the responsibility on me. That's what you're doing here. You're putting all the responsibility for you acting like an idiot onto your grandpa's death. And then Realm Wars comes back saying, it's called an expression, you retard. When I say you threw him under the bus, it means you just took some and completely ignored whatever position they were just to cover your own ass. I knew you were a brain dead scuzz monkey, but I didn't think you were this dumb to not know what an expression is. If this is what schools are producing from the No Child Left Behind Act, then I fear for the future of mankind. And the Honest Reviews comes back saying, I have a question. Why are you so dumb? Let me guess, it's because of those eyes, isn't it? They keep you from reading things properly, don't they? I guess they're the reason you blindly threw your grandpa under the bus. And at that point, there's no more responses from LyricShooter. So what we have here in these comments is showing LyricShooter will use other people to cover his own ass for things that he's always done. Now, you might say, oh, no, he hasn't always been this way, has he? He can't always have been this way, can he? He has. He really has. Now, if we look at his channel, and I'm pulling it up right now. If we look at his channel, you can look through and see a whole bunch of shitty-ass videos. And most of them are about Smosh for some reason. I don't understand why. He's a huge fanboy for Smosh. And anytime someone makes a video about Smosh, He responds for the most part. He will respond in a very vehement, very angry manner. And if you also look through his channel, you can see where he does a bunch of videos on old ass shit. And if you looked at his Mr. Commentary channel, you will see that everything he commentated on was at least a year to 2 or 3 years old. He never did a video on something that was current and relevant. So this is the shit that he's always done. Now, I want to just get you an idea of what kind of thought process he has. And this, once again, is going back to deal with Smosh. I wanted to talk about one particular video. Oh, and if you're wondering, the video that was for Sushi654, the video that he made on him that they're talking about, dude, you're making a video from 3 years ago. It's just a video of him holding his middle finger up to the camera. That's all it is. 22 seconds of him flipping off the camera because of how angry this just happened to make him. But the one I want to talk about is a video called My Thoughts on Better Vids Than Smosh. Now, like I said, LyricShooter is a huge fucking Smosh fanboy. He loves everything to do about Smosh. He thinks Smosh is the greatest fucking thing in the world if you go by the shit that he's got on his channel. Because he continuously talks about how wonderful Smosh is. Now, Better Vids Than Smosh is a channel that is made in essence to make fun of Smosh and all of Smosh's fans. That's what it is. It's kind of a trolling channel, as it were. Now, in this video, LyricShooter comes back saying that Better Vids Than Smosh, and this is right near the end, and I'll try to find that exact audio clip, saying that Better Vids Than Smosh should not make rants or videos on Smosh if they hate him.
Better Vids Than Smosh, if you're watching this, you're a troll. Just a complete troll. If you don't like Smosh's videos, then don't watch them. Don't do a rant about it. Or anything else what you're going to do to them on the internet. Pretty much.
Because they hate Smosh, they shouldn't be allowed to make videos on him. Now, here's the thing. You watch through the entirety of this video, you get LyricShooter constantly talking about how much he hates Better Vids Than Smosh. Is anyone putting the contradiction and the hypocrisy here together? What he's saying is, if you don't like Smosh, you can't make videos about them because you don't like them, and I, as a Smosh fan, don't want to hear it. But because I don't like you, I'm going to make videos about you, thereby contradicting what I just said before about you shouldn't make videos about things you don't like. This is the kind of shit we get from LyricShooter. Now, am I going to make fun of his eyes? Am I going to make fun of his derp eyes? No. No, I'm not. He made a video about that, actually. About, let's see, what was it called? He made a video, oh, it was in his another blog, I believe it was, where he talks about his eyes have been that way since he was born. So, hey, I'm not going to make fun of a guy for a physical defect. I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to stoop that fucking low. I know I've made fun of people's looks in the past, but that's usually due to things that they can either change themselves or actually fix. Now, as for his eyes, I don't know if he can fix that, so I'm not going to say anything on it. Now, what I will talk about next is this video called Embarrassing Looking Mole. For some reason, LyricShooter thought it would be extremely interesting to get on his camera and focus on this mole, this growth, whatever it is, on his body. It almost looks like a fifth nipple or something of that sort, but he decides to focus on this. I don't know what was going through his mind to say, hey, people are going to find this really interesting to look at a growth of my body. Oh, guys, check it out. This isn't disturbing at all. I don't understand why he does this. And another item that was pointed out to me by the Honest Reviewer, or the Honest Reviews, was he made a comment about Hurricane Sandy. Now, he also made a video about Hurricane Sandy, which was nothing but news clips, and I don't understand the purpose behind it. He was putting out a bunch of news clips of people talking about Hurricane Sandy before it hit. Kind of a pointless video, if you ask me, since, well, the news already said it, and you're just mirroring what they said. Now, he made a comment on one Sandy video talking about the worst part of Sandy. The worst part of Sandy here, people. The hurricane that just went through and killed dozens of people, put people out of homes, took away their electricity, and is just wreaking hell. The aftermath is still wreaking hell in places like New York City and New Jersey and just a lot of the East Coast, is that they canceled Halloween because of Hurricane Sandy. I don't know why you come off saying that this is the worst part of Hurricane Sandy. I don't understand. That's kind of ignorance. and also a little bit immoral. You know, it doesn't show any compassion to the people who lost their houses. No. Yeah, you might have lost your house, you might have lost a couple of family members, but that's nothing in comparison to the fact that I couldn't go out on Halloween night and get a bunch of fucking candy. I'm sorry, LyricShooter. I can't slide with that one. No. And he also made a comment on a video that was literally people complaining about losing Halloween due to Hurricane Sandy. He made a comment on 2 Sandy videos about that. Now, another item that was sent to me by the Honest Reviews, and God, he is... Okay, let me just say something about the Honest Reviews real quick. He's an enabler. If he finds something that he feels worthy of making a video on, he will send it to people until they make it. Now, I want to show you a screenshot of some videos he favorited. Now, this is going to raise a few questions in your mind, because it sure as hell raised a few questions in my mind. One of them is a video called Debo X Lady. What it is a 30-second video of dogs having sex. And then literally 3 minutes later, he favorited a video called Wild Wives in Africa, Bonobo Love, which is a video of monkeys, or whatever the hell they are, fucking. 2 minutes and 41 seconds of animals fucking. Dude. Okay, I've heard of strange fetishes. I've heard of things that you might fap to, but fapping to animals having sex, that's a little bit out there, dude. Really. I'm sorry. I don't want to watch 2 animals bump uglies. If I'm going to watch porn, I'm going to RedTube or Tube8 or something like that. I'm going to go watch 2 people bump uglies, okay? Really, I am. So yes, he has a tendency to favorite videos about animals having sex. I don't know if you're able to tie that back to sexual preference or just his maturity level. I don't know, but this is just another window into the mind of LyricShooter. Now, this is stuff that he puts out there in public, that he does this in public. He does this all the time, and yet he still decided to use his grandpa as a defense mechanism for one time. I don't understand. Now, lastly, and the last thing I want to bring up is that he stopped doing commentaries. He said he was done doing commentaries. He didn't want to do them anymore. He was bored of them. Oh, he didn't like doing commentaries. He didn't know why he started doing them in the first place. And yet, he's back now with a Tyler TriStar commentary, My Daddy's AKA 47, in which he does a commentary on a kid doing a commentary on Monkey Game Guys. I don't know, maybe he's just trying to cover his ass for the sole fact that he's like, oh, I did a commentary on Monkey Game Guys, I'm going to have to make a commentary on this guy to make myself look better. And he did this video unscripted as well. He starts off the video, I apologize again, I've been sick, that he doesn't need to script his commentaries because he knows what he needs to say. He knows what he needs to do. But the thing is, he still does a shitty job. He talks 5 miles an hour, or 50 miles an hour, to put it better. He talks like 50 miles an hour. A bunch of his points make absolutely no sense. He's trying to make a bunch of jokes. That's all he's doing for the most part in this commentary. He doesn't make any actual points against the person. He just tries to make jokes that come off as extremely unfunny. And he puts in a whole lot of fucking media clips, by the way, because, you know, gotta put on those media clips, guys. We're fucking original. Gotta put in those media clips. Gotta be as hilarious as we can. Oh, man. Oh my God! And in the comments, he's still doing what he's doing. Or doing what he always has. Such as SonicFan3311 comes on saying, not only did you make a commentary on a troll video, but you took this kind of seriously. Not only that, but you were not hilarious, and your ending was horrible. Which I had to completely agree with. Now, I will say this. I don't think Tyler TriStar 2 was a troll. I don't think he was, but the fact that LyricShooter thought he was a troll raises more questions behind why he would do the commentary. And LyricShooter says, well, I am accepting criticism. Bullshit. 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 I can look through pages upon pages upon pages of comments to you, upon messages to you, where you do not accept criticism to this day. And LyricShooter also comes back saying, but you don't have to be funny at making commentaries. I mean, you can, but how I make my commentaries, I just bring in the points they brought up on their commentaries. Okay, just reading through this sentence right here, I bring up the points they brought up on their commentaries. By reading that, you're saying that I literally mimic what the person I'm commentating on is saying. I don't bring up points against them. I just go with what they're saying. I agree with them the every step of the way. And you saying that you don't have to be funny at making commentaries, then why was the majority of this commentary nothing but jokes? I don't understand that. I just really don't. And then Lazarus comes back saying one thing in particular. Why did you block Realm Wars? Oh, did I forget to unblock him? Sorry. No, Lyric, here's the thing. You blocked Realm Wars because you were a pussy-ass little bitch who couldn't handle Realm Wars coming down on your ass. And now you're going to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to unblock him. Please forgive me for blocking a guy, for daring to criticize me and daring to call me out on something. Don't hate me. Don't hate me, guys. Please, don't. Oh my gosh. Guys, LyricShooter has not changed. Ever. From when he made his LyricShooter account to when he did the fucking Mr. Commentary channel. He has not changed. He's still the same. He still won't take your criticism. More than likely, he won't take what I say in this video. He uses other people as a defense for the bullshit that he pulls. And this goes down to even his grandpa dying. And that's sad and pathetic, to say the least. But this is the Professor. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this gives you a little bit more of a into the mind of LyricShooter. And I bid you all a very fine adieu.
And your picture that you had on one of your videos looks kind of gay. No, seriously. The way you draw with Mrs. Paint, this program called Mrs. Paint or whatever you're using, you made a gay-ass picture that kind of looks like you wrote it just like in kindergarten style.